What's up, everybody? We're back. And we're back. Let me kill our horrible AI music. All right. Let me get that back on.
I got to tell you, I am disheveled. The weekend of camping, and then...
Oh, I'm all over the place. I'm sweating.
Yeah, and then like
doing a lot of sweating.
Thrust back in. You know, it's like
it's not the good thrust either. There's good thrusts, and then there's being thrust back into work.
You want to ease back into work like an old man in a bath. You don't want to be all of a sudden got a bunch of guests, and then you're like, oh God, and then you're
choking at a salad. All right, that looks better. All right,
getting inundated with emails.
Okay, Cody, you're good.
Yes, sir.
All right, are you good?
You know, I often...
This means we need a little more warm-up. That's fair. Yeah. I'm rattled today, too.
I have decision fatigue.
Look right here. All sweat. All sweat under my eyeballs.
It's you're like, I'm making a decision, this or this. I'm like, oh God, this.
Which is it?
I'm just fucking flipping a coin at this point. Anyway, this is not a well-informed decision. I'm just picking one. And it was like, I got no time.
What are you basing this decision on? I'm not.
You know,
I'm not basing anything on it.
Also, towing a big-ass 30-foot
You
travel
didn't talk
trailer.
about how stressful that was yet.
It's you're white-knuckling the whole time because semi-trucks... Also, I got my goddamn wife, backseat driving me from the side, and then it's like, well, what
was she saying?
Well, she's like, you're gonna stay in the right lane the whole time. Like, there's constantly you're swerving in and out of the right lane, get in the middle lane. And then I'm like, okay, and then I'm in the middle lane, and the goddamn semi's on one side, and then cars are going by, and then I have no margin for error. I'm like, goddamn, if I drift, I'm gonna cause deaths. Like this. The travel trailer is gonna start flipping.
Just like Meatloaf in the movie, just like Meatloaf and Randy Travis in the Trucker movie. What was it? What was that movie? Was it Black Dog?
Black Dog.
The Black Dog.
Yeah.
Did you see the Black Dog?
I saw the Black Dog.
Do you remember that movie? That's too old for you, right?
I think
How
so,
old are
yeah.
you?
I'm 38. Yeah, I had to think about
No,
that.
that's too. Yeah, that's more mine. The fact that you even know this makes you weird.
No,
trash.
Well, no, hang out with the old man all day.
All right, now we're here. Would you
right.
like to start, Mr. Van?
Yes, I do.
All right, that's a pretty decent warm up.
Okay.
Um.
Oh, Tracy told me a bunch of things to plug. I don't know what.
Well, she keeps adding stuff. I got a moratorium on what Tracy can add. We get here in the morning, and Tracy's usually like, add this.
I thought we got away from having a boss.
What the fuck, lady?
Yeah. I like the back of it. We were just doing
this
nothing.
Old bitch is bumping my dick all day. All right. Would you like to start?
Yeah, I was going to find out what I was supposed to plug, but I don't care. No.
When we rebel against our lady boss. That's what makes the company better.
Oh, Green Jello. We're going to get the guy from Green Jello.
The singer?
Yeah.
The Little Pig,
Mr. Jello.
Mr. Jello?
Yeah.
All right.
Dom texted me.
That's
sorry.
happy accident.
That's ADD.
I'm sorry you had to see this.
Sorry, Cody.
All right.
No.
Would you like to start?
Yes.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. We'd like for you to come over and hang out with us. Join the chat room. You can find all of it on all of our social media platforms at Tom and Dan Live.
A bunch of Halloween events going on. OSC.org.
Yes.
The Science Center has got a awesome Halloween event coming up. Also, the History Center has a bunch of awesome Halloween events coming up as well.
And some safe space trick-or-treating that you can do with little guys, some crafts, fun stuff.
And so check them out, OSC.org and thehistorycenter.org.
There you go. I don't know how they got that URL, thehistorycenter.org. I marvel at it all the time because there's thousands of history centers and ours in Orlando got thehistorycenter.org.
Yeah.
All right. It is Weird Job. It is Weird Job Wednesday. We're going to do it. This is a special one because this one truly is weird. I'm just going to level with you guys. Sometimes when we present a Weird Job Wednesday and we have a cop on, I understand what you're thinking. It's not that weird.
It's a cop, but that's a weird job.
And we do our hardest to make it, and we make it funny.
No, how dare
and that's
you.
more like interesting job. It's more like, it's not like Weird Job Wednesday, more like Interesting Job Wednesday.
Yeah.
This one's going to be a little more weird because this one's a little harder for me to explain what this person does. In honor of them coming on the show, I decided that I was going to do a Bootsy Collins Parliament Funkadelic Dennis Chambers, that's the drummer I was inspiring here. Like a little Invasion of the Doo-Doo Chasers.
All right.
George Clinton, 1970s, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, super funk.
All right.
Let me get rid of my other music here. I'm doing too many
Some
things.
Some doo-doo chasing super
Some
funk.
doo-doo chasing super funk.
Okay.
Only a few people are going to know what that is, because if you look up Invasion of the Doo-Doo Chasers, then you'll go down a wormhole of all about funk music, spaceships from outer space, and black people wearing space boots. And it's awesome. And this inspired this particular song. Dare I say, this is my favorite Weird Job Wednesday theme song I think that AI has ever created. Got horns. That bass has got a fuzz wah on it. I own a fuzz wah.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dad really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money?
It's good, right?
You sit up in your
It's real
tower
good.
looking down on all the people who are working by the hour. It's a Weird Job Wednesday.
Had to work on this breakdown.
Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
There you go.
No, all right.
I think it's the best one. It's super duper funky.
Imagine telling someone in the 70s, like, one day computers will be more funky than humans.
Than black people. Computers are now funkier than black people. Black people, watch out. Because the minute
How
they
did
start
that
dancing,
happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. My whole world is upside down.
So in studio with us today, Cody Slack from BC Racing. How you doing, Cody?
I'm doing great.
Hey, hey!
So BC Racing, I've always looked at you guys as our sister kind of company, which is weird because we have nothing to do with racing at all.
I don't know how he's going to connect this, but I'm interested in going on the ride.
Because of Danger Brain. Like, Danger
Yeah.
Brain's worked with BC Racing for so long and have done your branding. And so and it's been like as long as we've worked with Danger Brain, you guys have worked with them.
It is a look, like if you know the Danger Brains branding, there's a specific style that they try to captivate or try to like hone in, and they have a look. Like they've done work for Jim Colbert, they've done work for BC Racing, like a bunch of other people. When you sit them side by side, you can see the connections. I too
That's
see
what
that.
I'm saying.
It
Like
also makes
a
me
sister in
gravitate
branding.
more to your brand. Like I'll wear it more because I'm like, oh, this is kind of like Tom and Dad. Like,
I've got so many BC Racing shirts and those. The BC Racing sun shirts.
That's your favorite thing.
Yeah, wear them in Colorado or to the beach or whatever. They're awesome. Anyway, sorry, Cody. I digress. Let's talk about what BC Racing does.
Sure. So it's not technically it is a racing company, but what it is a aftermarket automotive suspension company. So we're, I guess, now the largest in North America as far as an aftermarket automotive suspension. So that's going to be the bones of the car. So, excuse me. So that allows you to customize the suspension. So you're able to do custom spring rates, custom valving. Maybe you want to build a specific car for a specific purpose, say a drift car. We work with you with all the other parts that you're putting on the car to basically fine-tune the car to your specific needs. But we also do a lot of daily driver stuff. We do over 1,000 plus SKUs, from weird stuff that we don't even carry here in America, from all the way to like Ford Mustangs and regular domestic vehicles as well.
So would you say number one, if we were just going to number one, suspension parts?
Yeah, suspension parts for cars. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's around here in Florida, and people like, I know multiple people that use your parts. And what's funny is the company's so big now that there are people that I know, but they don't know I know you guys that use the parts. That's how big the company is. You know, when you're seeing people like out of state, relatives of mine that have, you know, that are enthusiasts that are buying things, and they're like, "What do you know about BC Racing?" I'm like, "Well, that's funny. You should say that. I know those guys." You know, like it's very interesting. How quickly did the company seem to grow from like when you started? Can you walk us through kind of like when you got there and how things have kind of progressed?
Yeah, the company as a whole here in North America started back in 2006. I joined on around end of 2011 as a private contractor. One of our main sponsored drivers is a guy named Chelsea. Everyone thinks it's a girl, but no, it is a guy. His name is Chelsea Denofa. He is actually now the 2023 Formula Drift champion. So I saw him in Texas way back in the day. This guy had style. He had a lot of the guys come from professional BMX or skateboarding backgrounds.
Interesting, yeah.
So the way they ride or the way they skate translates a lot into their driving style. And this guy was just always full tilt, always had this really crazy style, was always faster than everyone, was putting on everyone's door, and was just putting on a show a lot more than other people. I'm like, gravitated towards this guy.
Yeah,
like,
I've got him up on our. If you go to TomandDan.com, or if you go to our, our Twitch feed or YouTube, you can see what Chelsea looks like, and kind of check out. Why is it say? It says Formula Drift Champion and Gravedigger.
Oh yeah.
What is Grave? What is he?
Well, he creates cars with so much grip, it will dig you and bury you into a grave.
Oh, that's a drifting term.
It kind of he got famous, not famous, but it went viral. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. This guy was on social media. He was trying to call him out at the event. Who was another driver. He basically told him to pack his S into the trailer, and then that he's gonna bury him in the grave, as far as like just with tire dust. And he did that. He put on a show for everyone. The guy,
I was thinking about, I'll kill you with my gun. I'm allowed to carry you.
Well, they have that now too. That is going on.
Yeah, but tire dust is no match for my gun. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. So yeah, he went viral for that. But basically, long story short, I started shooting videos for Chelsea way back in the day in Texas. His main sponsor was BC Racing. It was an up-and-coming automotive suspension brand. I started working with them full-time, I think beginning of 2012. Started all the way from the sales department and going out on the road with Chelsea, do all the different Formula Drift rounds, still shooting videos. And I basically created the marketing department within BC Racing over the now 15-plus years that I've been there. So
that's a lot, man.
Cody,
you had to build out pretty fast.
It seems like a lot of extreme sports guys in that realm, whether it be BMX guys, skateboarders, motocross guys.
You're talking about Travis Pastrana, aren't you?
Well, they almost retire into drift car because
they have to. It's the only thing. Their adrenaline-fueled body.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Well, I'm not kidding when I say this. I think it's the only thing that their adrenaline-fueled body will let them. They have to have it. And they're not going to live a fulfilling life unless they get it in their eyes, and sitting in a car is the only way they can do it, and I'm in.
Well, they're also
they're addicted.
They've broke all their bodies so much that they're like, I'm going to sit in a car.
but it's still just as dangerous, or not just as, but it can be super dangerous.
Well, the problem is, like, one mistake, you're doing a backflip or whatever, you land 30 feet from the air, and the next thing you know, you've broken your pelvis and a bunch of other bones, you're recuperating. And so it's like, yes, you can still get hurt in a drift car, but you're in a cage and you're less likely to, be in a year-long recovery.
Did you come from that world first too? I mean,
yeah, skateboarding. Chelsea came from actually BMX. His a very like rad movie, the 80s BMX movie. That was his big inspiration.
This is weird too, because the Danger Brands, even as a branding organization, all come from skating and BMX.
Yeah, and they like cars.
Yeah, it's very beautiful,
cohesive.
Very cohesive. And so you were a skateboard guy.
Yeah, there's also like what Tom was saying. Like it's there's a saying in our industry: with age comes a cage. So it's when you start getting older, you're like, okay, well, I can at least still have my fun, but I have the roll cage to protect me. So
an ice cage if you're real old.
There you go.
I love that. You're all about cages. People love cages. I'll cut that out.
So let's talk about the aftermarket parts because
It's the only thing we can't get. We want to get into aftermarket podcast parts so bad because we'd actually
we're
make
your
money.
sister business.
I'm not kidding you when I tell you, we would actually make money.
So
we would be able to prop this thing up. We have nothing to sell. We have nothing to sell.
So here's where I'm confused about aftermarket parts, and then I've since learned about them. But like when I was young and I bought my first dirt bike, and then all my dirt bike friends were like, "Hey, you got to get an FMF pipe. You got to get this aftermarket suspension. You got to get these aftermarket reeds in your carburetor, and all these aftermarket."
You're trying
parts.
to impress him, aren't you?
And then what I would say is like, well. Why doesn't Mr. Kawasaki make him as good as this aftermarket company? Like you would think
can't.
he's got all the money.
No, but he doesn't have the know-how and the elbow grease.
How can this shock be better than Mr. Kawasaki's? He's got billions of dollars. Like I was always confused by the fact of like, why are the aftermarket parts better than the parts that the factory are making? Like they've got all the money, they've got all the technology. Like, and then I would explain, but they're not. They're making them generic stock for like one all
cookie cutter grandma.
Yeah. It's just like this is for the grandma and the motocross rider. Now you're gonna get both. Like you're not gonna get the best for both, but you want specific performance. That's why you go aftermarket. Is that correct, Cody?
Yeah, like a lot of the manufacturers will still make a very quality product, but like you're saying, it needs to appeal to a general audience. So you'll have people from the old grandma to the guy who just bought their first car. So that needs to appease both of them. Where aftermarket, you're able to fine tune what you're trying to achieve. So with the suspension, it's usually a lot of the more common applications going to be UCS right down the road from where BC is, and a lot of people just want a specific stance of their vehicle. They want their car to be lowered, but they also want it to be able to control
function,
well, they want the function, so they don't want it scraping on everything, so you're able to adjust like the compression and the rebound separately.
Can we talk about this for a quick second?
Yeah.
Because back in my day, you just heated the springs until you ruined your car.
Right?
Are there people still doing
You
it?
just cut them.
Do you remember?
totally.
Yeah, you caught them. Yeah, back in my
low
day,
in a truck.
you would heat them, you would cut them, you would do whatever it takes to get the stance of your vehicle that you wanted, and systematically making the car your dad bought you a giant pile of trash, very unsafe.
And then every speed bump, you're like, gang, 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 gang.
Oh, this guy knows. He
You're
knows.
like, God damn, it rattled my teeth.
Do people still do that even when there are? Because I mean, Tyler in our chat room has a set of your coilovers. Tony Moonjet, I believe, has a set of your coilover. Like I can probably sit here, and if my memory's good enough, I can name like 10, 20 people that use you guys because of that. But they still want it to function as a regular daily driver vehicle without having to be a track day car. Is that kind of who you're shooting for?
Exactly. So all of our like off-the-shelf kits are designed just to be able to put on your car and drive, and still like throughout the city from. Around here in Orlando, it's not nearly as bad. We have a lot of people in New York, a lot of people up in Canada with crazy snow weather.
Oh, yeah.
So it has to be adaptable for all that stuff as well. So we make a good generalized product for daily driving, but then we also make a customization line that allows them to fine tune it to what they're trying to do specifically.
So, okay, I got a couple things to admit. One is
I love it when we get things off our chest because we have experts in here that work in a field we're not, and then we start talking about all the bad stuff we did.
When I leased my WRX from Subaru,
No, it's my favorite car he ever had. That WRX he had, that was such a fun car. I had to drive it from Orlando City Stadium to here to get your pass. Do you remember this? And I set records in Orlando in that car. I drove it like a madman.
I tried to drift it multiple times, and I could not do it.
Are you going to talk about your clutch?
Yeah, and I burned the clutch out
twice.
And then I had to have an awkward conversation with the service manager.
Yeah.
Of
He did the
Sports
whole thing. He's
Subaru.
like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I had to blame it on my wife.
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
wife was driving.
Yeah. I was like, my
You
wife drives
know.
it. She doesn't know. You know how women are. It's because I tried to drift multiple times, and I was just dumping the clutch. I was like, I gotta get the ass end around and then pull the parking brake, which did not work. I tried to watch what I saw Travis Pastrana do.
I knew you had done this. I knew it was you. You tried to say, I don't know.
And then second, and I'm going to make fun of Sebastian from the Danger Brain and Moonjet. But if you have a drift car you're buying like aftermarket suspension for, and when I ride in the car with you, you better drift it.
As proof.
If you
Okay. All right.
Because if you just drive your
No,
kid to
Moonjet
school
just washes his car.
Yeah. If you just drive like a grandma over to Sports Super, eat some muffins, and drive back. Like, I want to see you. Like, I need to get in the car with you.
You're so mean to Tony.
And I want to be doing the move where I'm standing and they're drifting around me. Like, well, what's that? Hanukkah?
Gymkhana.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Gymkhana.
Do you want to correct some of his mistakes?
I knew it was some weird thing. Good name would just be Jim. Jim Smith.
Instead of Gymkhana.
You know. Anyway, so the drifting shocks. How does it make the car easier to drift? Is it make it more stable when you're like? What does
it do?
Yeah, what does it do?
So basically, it doesn't matter if you're trying to drift the car or if you're trying to just literally daily drive it. We make stuff, for Tony Moonjet, like his Subaru WRX, that's going to be fine-tuned to be able to take the corners a lot more agilely, be able to handle a lot of the bumps and everything, but also able to lower the car so you can fine-tune the right height of the car. So if he wants to have it a certain height, if you want to raise it, if he's going like off-road and needs a little bit extra ground clearance, we can build that to do that. But basically, what that allows us to do is create a system for everyone. For drifting specifically, what we'll usually do, we work with the owner of the car or basically the team, depending on what level you're at.
Yeah.
And we see, okay, what type of motor are you running, what type of angle kit, which allows all the other suspension components. We basically dial that in, what's going to create the best effect for what their driving style and what they're trying to achieve.
Pretty a la carte, it sounds like.
Like fine-tuning it.
Yeah, so basically what that allows, any car, doesn't matter if it's, a minivan, like we're actually doing one for SEMA right now, is a full minivan, crazy conversion I can't talk about exactly, but there's people that make, crazy stuff.
Tom told me I can't talk about Seaman minivans. He said that. That's one of the rules we have.
You're going to make it a drifting minivan?
That sounds badass. I want to see a Seaman-sponsored drifting minivan.
No, sorry, SEMA. SEMA.
It's SEMA. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, not Seaman. It's SEMA. It's the special.
SEMA.
Yeah, it's this Special Equipment Manufacturer Association. It's the largest trade show in Vegas.
And you guys are going to build something for it.
We have a lot of cars out there. We used to have a huge booth that's like 50 by 80 feet. It was a giant. It was honestly my biggest nightmare. It would be months and months of headaches of preparation.
Yeah.
Building the booth, working the booth for.
So that's part of your weird job, is that you, in marketing, in something this specific. I'm guessing trade shows, setting up a tent, being in front of people, meeting drivers, meeting enthusiasts, rather.
Yeah.
Probably one of your biggest areas of what you do.
Yeah, that used to be a lot of my focus. And for SEMA, we're talking about 50 by 80 foot with 25 foot tall walls. Like, we're talking booths. We're not talking tents. We're talking like a full on interactive,
like a
crazy.
city.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. But I do everything from event management to athlete management to all helping with all the website, all the content creation, anything like directing Sebastian and all the merch and what we're trying to achieve and all the other stuff. So branding to, a lot of it's finding athletes and, making sure all of them are taken care of and, excelling and doing the best that they can do with what we're able to provide them as well. So it's
a lot, man.
A lot of hats to wear. We are a very large company with still a pretty small staff compared to a lot of other brands of our size. So a lot of us end up wearing multiple hats, just like you guys here.
Well, we're already burning out. I don't know if you can see, but everything in this joint's for sale has a price tag on it. We'll be liquidating soon.
I know they are athletes, but
you don't like him saying that. I knew you were going to say that.
It's hard for me to
You want a different term?
Well, I just.
Do you want a different term?
Is
it like saying Katy Perry's not an astronaut? Is that what you're trying to do? I feel like some of these drivers would fight you on that.
No, I know. But listen,
what do you think Chelsea would say if he heard you talking
I
right
watch
now?
F1, and they're like, we're trying to show, like, Brad Pitt does a slow old man jog around the track, and that's why it gets him in big shape for the race. And I'm like, well, this is not, you got to do a little more than a slow jog around the track if you're going to be considered
athlete. More of an athlete than you. What are you doing?
Right. Well, I'm not doing anything.
Well, that's honestly like a force of habit, because that's a big part of my job, is making sure these athletes are their egos are in check as well, because some of them are top of the tier drivers. Some of them are top tier drivers as well as influencers, but they don't want to be called influencers. So a good general term to not call someone just a driver or just an influencer, athlete. It's a good blanket term.
I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that, about managing.
It's like sales
them.
associate.
He's exactly right.
Yeah. When I was at Home Depot at Champs, they're like a
Yeah.
sales associate. I'm like, I button my shirt.
I didn't want to point it out, but that was going to be a follow-up question to you. Would be like, how is handling people? But yeah, you're going to have egos there.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
going to need things and want things, or want things a certain way. Is that difficult, or can be?
It can be very difficult, especially whenever you have people that are in the very small level seeing what these guys are doing at the top tier, and then they're trying to replicate it, but then they're trying to ask for the same amount of either monetary, or they're trying to ask for the same amount of product, and they're only literally providing 1/10 of what these the big guys are, and then they get upset, and you're like, well, that's not how this works. It's a give take relationship. Everyone has to benefit here. So
Sure.
Cody, now you work for BC Racing. How often do you yourself get to race?
Not as much this year as I wanted to. Last year I got I probably did over 40 track days last year.
Nice.
This year I'm probably only about 5 or 10.
See,
So-
that's the disappointing part, because I got into being a radio DJ to host bikini contests,
Yeah,
and
we
I
did.
only done 4 in my entire career.
Yeah. Well, we don't do them anymore too. 'Cause
No, I know.
we got kids and.
But that's why I became a radio host. It's for the perks and for bikini contests. That's
and
all
by
I got.
perks, he means Percocet.
And you work. A lot of people probably assume you work for BC Racing. You're racing all the time, but there's it's like when you work for any company that you end up doing the day-to-day business more than the actual fun part of the even though every job is kind of fun
I mean,
in one way or
some
another.
of it can be more fun, like figuring things out. I'm sure when you guys launch a new product and you see the excitement, or when you roll out a new T-shirt or a design that maybe, and you and I've talked about this a little bit, like where you kind of sketched it, and then, you see Sebastian and Fonz and the guys at Danger Brain take something and then elevate it to like a very pro level and then put it out there. That's obviously got to be rewarding.
Oh yeah, that's probably one of my favorite parts, is being able to create within this world, because a lot of the times you're stuck to this very strict area of what you're kind of able to do. Luckily with BC, with a lot of our quote unquote athletes coming from all kinds of different backgrounds, we're able to create all kinds of fun different stuff to draw on attention from like the younger crowds or to like the older crowds as well. That way everyone gets to enjoy the brand in one way or another. That's kind of why we created the training facility, which is
Let's talk of that a little bit, because this is the part that I say is truly, I mean, coilovers, purchasing parts for your car doesn't seem too weird, but let's talk a little bit about the training facility.
Yeah, so we created the BC training facility. What it is, it's within a game that's already developed. It's called Assetto Corsa. It's actually been out since I think 2014. The game's been out for a very long time, but it has a very active third-party modding community. So over the years, it's been updated with light engines, physics engines, so it looks better than the most top-tier games that are out right now that you can buy from like the big AAA titles when you install these modifications. So the idea came to me, actually. My daughter was playing Roblox one day, and I see her going to like a Nike activation. I'm like, man, a Nike activation within Roblox. I'm like, that's smart. I'm like, man, I've always wanted to do some type of really cool digital activation.
Does she talk to strangers in there? My son's doing.
Oh, yeah, she tries to. I'm like, hey, knock that off.
You
It's
gotta
all
toughen them up.
strangers.
You toughen them up. You have them talk to 2 strangers a day, and then by the time they go to college, they'll be very tough.
Yeah, so I saw her activate, like doing something with a Nike brand. I'm like, you're 6 years old. Why are you playing with this Nike thing within Roblox? I'm like, but it also sparked the idea of creating a digital training ground. So Assetto Corsa has a huge aftermarket community, like we're saying. So I found some of the best map builders or level designers that create these levels throughout for different third-party companies for real tracks and like to replicate everything. And I had this idea. I'm like, what if we created an actual training facility but online, not a real track, but that gives us the ability to take some liberties with the design of the track, some of the stuff that obviously building a real track would be way costlier than doing it digitally.
Yeah.
So it gives us the opportunity to try some stuff out that might obviously we can't really do in real life until we try it digitally. It might just be too prohibitive that way. So we created this giant. It's technically three different tracks that all connect to one major track. But each one you start out like a smaller grassroots technical kart track. And then that's called the Denofus Drift Spot. Chelsea designed that as from like actual perspective from what is the best track that can give us the most amount of layouts, but also progresses the driver's ability to drive and puts them in these different unique situations. And so that's what that first track is kind of designed, is you work your way from the small grassroots level. The second one is called Compression Canyon. It's like a 2.7 mile canyon road that goes all the way up to the top of the mountain, and in between there you have a lot of really cool skate style features. So we took a lot of inspiration from like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I knew it. That's what I was waiting to hear.
As far as like, okay, how we want to drive on some like concrete waves, and so we decided to create all these different obstacles of things that we want to try in real life that are creating a giant concrete 30-foot by 60-foot wave, really expensive, but we'll do that digitally and try out some of the physics. Everything's not going to be one-to-one, but it gives us a better understanding and idea. So that whole Compression Canyon is a giant 2.7 mile road that has all these really cool features and a lot of hidden Easter eggs from a lot of our drivers. We had one of our drivers was his name's Hurt Eugene Jr. He's actually from Hoonigan. He that YouTube channel that also did Hot Wheels. He now works for T-Pain, and he has a song with T-Pain. And we created a whole shop within that map as well that plays the song with him and T-Pain, an instrumental version.
Yeah, there's like hidden stuff within it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're training, but you're playing a video game. And I have a couple buddies that play this, the racing game,
Assetto Corsa.
Assetto Corsa.
Yeah, I think it's
my buddy
Italian.
Will plays it. He's got the full simulator, at his,
SimRig.
Yeah, and he bought a SimRig for his dad. Like, they're really into it. And one of the ways that he's like kind of spending time with his dad is they'll load it up at each other's houses and pop in and race for a couple hours on a Sunday.
How
wild.
close is that to reality? Like, if a really good simulator driver, I mean, can
Oh,
he
yeah.
go out there and do it himself in
Oh yeah,
real life?
last year was really the proof was in the pudding. Last year he was 15. He's from Japan. He was heavily a simulator guy, spent thousands of hours on the simulator, also drove in real life. Came over here, he's 15. He won his first Formula Drift event this year, but he did multiple podiums last year. He's only 15, and he's literally door to door with the world's best drivers. So
he just put the time in his room.
Obviously he
That's the sad part.
It
It's like
It is.
he's holding.
But he's 15, Tom. There's a lot of life.
The bikini models are spraying him down with the champagne, and he's saying like, this kid hasn't seen the world.
I've been inside most of my life.
He spent all his life as he has experienced anything. It's like all he's done. He's like, he practices a simulator 8 hours a day,
But
and
these
then he
simulators-
stops to eat, and then back to simulator.
But they're no
14
joke.
hours.
They're no
I know.
joke. Like even the ones that you're seeing roll out for younger QBs, they go into the metaverse, and next thing you know, they're it's Michael Penix Jr. He's killing it. It's like
you haven't even experienced your life. Just a kid.
That's such a dumb old man thing. I love. I like that take.
Yeah,
I like the take of the 15-year-old. He did 1,000 hours on his simulator. He's in the compression canyon. He's killing
He's
it.
never been to Applebee's.
It's like, oh my God, go smoke a cigarette. Go have a beer.
Cody, so anyway, now where can
That's
people
awesome.
find? It's just bcracing.com.
BC Racing-NA for like North America.
Okay.
So yeah, BCRacing-NA.com. If it's right there on the homepage, scroll down. It'll be BC training facility. You can also learn all about the products and all the other stuff we offer.
And you can
as well.
purchase products. I had a couple people asking about or if you have questions because you want to do it right. Well,
Yeah.
then I'm sure they can do all of that on the website, and you can get yourself suited up.
And local company, and they've been around for a long time. And like I said, I like
gave me my favorite place in the house now.
Yeah.
Gave me my chair. Gave me my fancy. I have a Viper chair now.
I know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so Cody, thanks so much for coming by. We appreciate
man.
that.
Oh, can we plug the gloves real quick too?
Yeah.
Because you gave me a set of those, and I want to plug these for people that like light gloves when you're riding, because gloves in Florida are terrible. If you're like my dad would just wear yellow leather Wells Lamont gloves when he rode his motorcycle because he's an old man. But it's just too hot to do that. What are the ones you gave me? They're so light and they're just like perfect for Florida riding.
Yeah, we worked with a company I think they're out of New Hampshire. It's called Limited Driving Gloves. The style we went with is a short driving glove that's a little bit like lighter, thinner material. So it's more for the grassroots guys here that don't have to worry about meeting FIA standards and all that stuff. So they can just throw it on, have fun around the track, and not like have their hands like be completely sweaty when they take them off. So it's just a lot.
Hot.
Yeah, it's really bad. I have fireproof gloves that I usually wear, and like a lot of the time when I'm out actually at the track, and by the time I take those off, your hands are just pouring wet. So they allow you to throw them on, just have fun real quick, toss them off, either from like the sim to mountain biking to
Yeah, you can really use them for anything. They're awesome. They're great gloves.
I don't care if my hands get burned.
I care about my lips and my mouth.
Save my face.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Hey, thanks so much for being here, man. We appreciate it.
And
Thanks
we'll
for
take
having
a
me.
quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.